Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we have new information regarding the high-profile case of a man convicted of stabbing a 6-year-old to death. And some Kentucky lawmakers are looking for ways artificial intelligence can be used for public safety.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Amelia Lee. I hope your Friday is off to a good start today. It's November 14th and it's just about 5:33 this morning. Of course, we're all ready for a check of our weather with First Alert meteorologist Megan Duswell this morning. And Megan, we've got those cooler temps, but they're not that cold. I feel like the change we've had from really cold to now this mild cold has changed it.
Yeah, it's definitely an improvement because we had feels like temperatures in the teens at the beginning of this week. Today, that's not the case. We're looking a little bit warmer with those temperatures in the 30s and 40s. As you're going into the afternoon, we'll continue to see those temperatures warming up. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s for most folks. However, we are seeing some low 70s as you're traveling to our far southwestern counties. Monticello and Somerset, 71 is that high. Satellite and radar, we're showing just a little bit of some clouds right now, but as we head into the afternoon, expect those sunny skies to take over. It's going to be a perfect and wonderful day. In fact, as we're going through that 12-hour forecast, you can just see how good of a day it's going to be. High temperatures will be in the upper 60s for some folks. Amelia.
Thank you, Megan. A woman was arrested following an incident where she reportedly pointed a gun at people in the Hazard Walmart parking lot. Hazard police responded to the call around 10 o'clock yesterday morning about the woman cursing at employees, which also involved a verbal altercation with occupants of a nearby vehicle. Police later took the woman into custody. She was charged with disorderly conduct and wanton endangerment. Her name was not released. What started as a domestic violence call quickly escalated into tense moments for police and 2-hour standoff in Nicholasville yesterday morning. Nicholas Police Public Information Officer Sam Wade says the call came in around 9:30, originally for a reported domestic violence. The suspect is 56-year-old Terry Travis. Wade says that as Travis drove away, he hit one of the police cars. While no one was hurt, officers believe it was intentional.
It proves to us as officers that we always need to be aware of our surroundings and just safety in general, because people can be unpredictable at times.
Well, because of the damage to Travis's car, it stalled and would not run. Wade said Travis ran back home and barricaded himself and his partner inside. Police had the cars towed so they could set up a perimeter around the house. Travis faces 11 charges, including 3 counts of wanton endangerment to a police officer. New information regarding the high-profile case of the man convicted of stabbing a 6-year-old to death. We've learned that Ronald Exantis has waived his right to a final revocation hearing. That was initially scheduled for yesterday. The Justice and Public Safety Cabinet says Exantis submitted a written waiver declining a hearing and admitting to violating his release on mandatory reentry supervision. The Kentucky Parole Board will conduct a final review on November 20th before making a decision on what happens next. A Jackson County man is behind bars after police say he threatened to kill his family and himself. It happened last week when police went to 1333 Jackson County High School Road. Police say they received a report that Matthew Moore had texted his family about the threats. Sheriff deputies later arrested Moore after entering the home. He was charged with third-degree terroristic threatening. A woman was arrested after she was accused of using a child to smuggle drugs into a Martin County prison. Shakiri Carter was accused of providing her daughter with drugs to give to an inmate. Police had been monitoring her after they say that she was acting suspiciously. The inmate tried to use the child as a way to hide what was going on so he could not be spotted getting the drugs out of the child's pocket. That incident happened back in April, but police arrested Carter on an indictment warrant recently. Well, this might come as a shock to you. Kentucky has one of the highest child abuse rates in the country. Data from the Child Maltreatment 2023 report released this year shows about 14 out of every 1,000 kids in the Commonwealth experienced some form of abuse or neglect. Mariah Congito shows us how the state's leading child abuse prevention organization is working to change this.
Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky is on a mission to stop a crisis before it starts.
If it's not talked about, it's not fixed. So if we can talk about it, we can help prevent it.
According to Norton Children's, Kentucky's child abuse rate is the 4th highest in the country. Sadly, there are a number of reasons why it happens.
Socioeconomics can be a part of child abuse. You know, people are stressed, you know, incomes are low, things are happening, so that can actually be a cause of it as well. It could be, you know, their past, they've been abused, so they're abusing their children. So there's a number of reasons why abuse happens.
Leaders say everyone has a role to play in prevention.
I actually adopted my own daughter, so child abuse is important to me.
Rebecca Cantrell is attending Prevent Child Abuse Kentucky's 2-day Upstream Academy.
If there's any way I can prevent it, I'm going to work and try.
PCAK says the training is in an effort to build a statewide network of advocates who want to create a safer place for Kentucky's children.
Get to know the advocates in your town, get to know the people that you can get resources from to help even your neighbor.
Cantrell says these advocates can help you learn things like how to recognize the warning signs and make a report. PCAK says the training Thursday in Lexington gets them one step closer to their goal.
Our goal is to train at least one person from each county. And then that person will go out and conduct trainings on child abuse prevention activities. And so it will be a ripple effect.
Jill Seafrid, executive director of PCAK, says when it's all said and done, 120 people will be armed with the tools to save more children.
We know that there are people out there who are interested in doing this work and helping us.
Mariah Congito, WKYT.
Well, Greenup County Schools will now be without a superintendent and possibly the majority of its school board. During a special session at a Board of Education meeting, the board voted to demote Superintendent Tracy Morrissey to an undetermined position in the district. 3 board members also announced their intention to resign. Chair Mary Kay McGinnis Rourke, co-chair Lance Warnock, and board member Sandy Mosser. They would leave the board with just 2 remaining members. Now we know why those resignations are happening. Greenup County Schools District Attorney Jim Lyon says the vote comes after text messages between Superintendent Morrissey and board members that were derogatory of special needs children in the district were made public because of a civil lawsuit. The attorney will be meeting with the remaining board members to discuss when they will accept the resignations for the other 3 board members over the next few days. This year, West Virginia schools say they'll need $252 million to pay for security upgrades for the state's nearly 700 public schools. Wednesday, the West Virginia Board of Education received an update on the status of school safety measures. In last year's report, the State Board of Education said about 270 schools still needed man traps. This year's report shows that number dropped to about 230.
Counties and superintendents are seeing the value of safety and prioritizing it because we want to keep our kids safe is a goal.
Yeah, State Department of Education leaders will brief lawmakers on the school safety needs before the 2026 legislative session. That's when the legislature will determine the level of public education funding and school safety funding. Some Kentucky lawmakers are looking for ways AI can be used for public safety, specifically within corrections. A company came before the Artificial Intelligence Task Force to explain how they've been able to do just that. Thea Science is a company that works with the U.S. Department of Defense. Officials explained how AI was used to help law enforcement in Georgia in the largest gang-related case in the state's history.
Unlike traditional cell jamming, which indiscriminately blocks all signals in an area, or physical searches which place officers at risk, VS technology accurately identifies contraband phones and termination and preserves the evidentiary and investigatory value of intercepted communications, while eliminating the need for dangerous in-person searches.
More than 180 people were arrested, including 8 correctional officers. VIA also found the flight data for the drones, connecting them to 10 other states, including Kentucky. Well, it sounds like a good way to crack down on crime. There are some downsides to the tech.
While jamming may sound like a straightforward solution, it carries significant operational and legal safety risks. It can interfere with 911 calls, first responder networks, and other legitimate communications outside the prison perimeter.
The presentation was just discussion on AI related to public safety in Kentucky. The General Assembly reconvenes on January 6th. Next week, a Corbin church is having a revival. The revival is mainly centered around the youth, but those with Parkway Ministries are also encouraging folks of any age to come out. Members with the church say this is the result of years-long weekly prayer meetings. Matt Hartley is expected to give the sermon at the revival. The youth at their church say their prayers for revival are being answered.
We want revival, and being able to seek after God for that and being able to be the ones that stand in the gap for revival. That's just a blessing and an honor, because I don't have anything without Jesus.
Now, this revival will take place on November 21st and 22nd, starting at 7 at the Parkway Ministries. The church is located on 510 East Cumberland Gap Parkway in Corbin. The Lexington Holiday Parade is a beloved tradition, and this year, UK students are playing a key role in making that happen. UK seniors Neely Rutland and Abby Alex are in the Communication College's event planning class, which lets them fully coordinate with Lexington Downtown Partnership to pull off that annual holiday parade. They say they've been focusing on bringing cheer to all ages.
It's really just going towards like the families in Lexington, so that can be age 3 to 5 and all the way up to grandparents.
We just sit at a circle table and we all just work like it would be in like a real world job.
This year's parade will take place on Saturday, December 6th in downtown Lexington. Now 5:43 coming up, actor James Van Der Beek is auctioning off some of his TV memorabilia. That and more in today's Eye on Entertainment Report.
And we're looking at some chances of rain and storms this weekend. I'll have more after the break.